What's your favorite thing about the 4th now versus when you were a kid?
This is such a good question. The thing I think I like the most now is the family aspect, at least for us. It's like there's not too many big get-togethers we're gonna have in the future. Um, like my grandparents are in their 90s, and everyone kind of does their own thing, and like some of the kids in our family, like meaning me and my siblings and my cousins, some of us are having kids, and they're gonna start their own traditions. So there's probably not too many more where everyone's like in the same place at the same time. So I
Uh-huh.
think I like that aspect the most. When I was a kid, it was all about the fireworks.
Yeah, all
It was
about the
just there's just
fireworks.
something about it. There was something about being in the car, and there would be like 6 or 7 of us piled in the SUV, right? When we were really little, totally illegal, but we would like be driving to the fireworks. I remember how exciting it was just getting there, right? And then the
Yeah,
kind of the chaos when you get out of the car, it's dark out. You're not usually up that late, when you're a little kid, and it's the summer, so it's nice. Everyone's walking every different direction. I'm seeing some kids I know from school all over the place, and we're all there to see the same thing. And then it goes off and lights up the sky. There's something you don't see anything like that when you're a kid, right? And then
yeah.
as you grow older, you're like, this is all right. And then you get a dog and you're like, this is terrible.
Yes. That's so true. Before I get into my answer, we were driving home. I think it's got to be like 9 o'clock ish or something like that. We're coming from Massachusetts, and there's a huge storm in front of us, and we can see lightning. It's super cloudy. It was a really bad storm here in Connecticut. It was actually a tornado. Um, and there was a ton of damage. But so we start getting into like 30, 40 minutes away from home, and everything kind of clears up. We're still hitting some rain, but it's not too bad. But there's trees everywhere, like
Whoa.
on the highway, just everywhere in the middle of the lanes. Um, but as we're driving, you're seeing all the fireworks that got delayed. They're going off in the distance.
Oh,
So we got like 3 or 4 pretty cool fireworks shows, and I actually enjoyed that more than just being right there.
that's pretty cool.
It was cool.
Th-
It was really cool.
that's a pretty cool thing. Like I'm kind of lucky here where I live. There's like a park right like behind us. Um, so like they do the fireworks there, so they're literally in my yard, which is cool because I think like next year when we have like our pool and stuff done, then I'll have the party and then everyone can just stay right where you're at and see the
Yeah.
fireworks right there. It's just kind of convenient. It reminded me your story driving back and seeing them at the distance. It's kind of like for you. It reminds me of the scene in the Sandlot that I think that particular scene completely captures what it was like to be like a kid in America on the 4th of July,
Yes.
right? Everyone's off. You find all your friends and you're just like having fun. You're doing something like interesting. But we were 90s kids. So that's like what we did. I'm sure kids today are like, all right, it's the 4th. Cool. Screw fireworks. Let's get on Minecraft.
Get on Minecraft. Is that what the kids are doing now? Minecraft?
Cares.
Who cares?
Of course, I
I
say that once GTA 6 comes out, I'm going to take off a month.
I I imagine that they're trying to record the fireworks, and for some reason, technology is still not able to pick up fireworks very well on the
Hmm.
phone. And they're like, "Damn it! I didn't get a good recording. It didn't happen. If it doesn't go on the gram."
I tell you what, that's true. And I remember when I got my first cell phone, I was like 14 maybe, and I had a Razor, and it was the 4th of July. I'm like, well, got to use the camera on the phone, and you take a picture of it, all you see is just like a blob of nothing. Like I'm
Yeah,
like, awesome. I'm gonna look at this
yeah,
at
you
some
are.
point.
You know what? I think it's so funny. You're like, when I was 14, I had a razor. You know what I had when I had a razor
When
when I was 24. All
Dude,
right,
I
but,
saved up all of my umpire money for the entire summer to buy that phone.
umpire money?
Yeah, I was a little league umpire when I was like 13.
Oh, I understand. I thought it was a different like, from another country. Um, but so I don't really have a favorite thing. If I had to pick a favorite thing for the 4th, it would be something I've never experienced before, and that's staying home for a holiday.
Mhm. Yeah.
But when I was a kid, my favorite part of the 4th of July was, um, so the mall we have a pretty big mall in the area, and every year they do fireworks, and it's right by, like, an airport, so there's, like, really great fields and huge parking lots where you can, like, just set up and everything, but, um, as the fireworks are going off, and I don't know if this is still a thing nowadays, but as the fireworks are going off, the shells are falling all over, and it seems pretty dangerous when I think about it, but I remember being kids and us running around trying to collect and see who could get, like, the most.
Yeah. So that does occur, but nobody tries to collect them. They're not Pokeballs.
Well, we didn't have Pokeballs back then.
Holy shit. So would you like try to catch them out of the sky?
No, 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 we'd wait for them to fall,
Oh
and
my god.
yeah, but I distinctly remember running around the mall parking lot just picking those things up.
Well, things were different in the 70s, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, oh, man, yeah, the '70s were a good time.
Yeah. Not as good as the
Lieutenant
90s.
no, Lieutenant Dan was still around? Wow,
Yeah.
alright.
Um, but I don't well, he would have no, he would have still been with the headband drinking at the bar. It wasn't until like the 80s that he got a job on the fishing boat and then just swam off with no legs.
Yeah, but, he got the space shuttle legs eventually.
Yeah, well, yeah, he floated all the way to NASA.
Yeah. Well, he was in the Gulf, so he was pretty close to Florida. Is that
It's true.
was
That's true.
NASA there? Or no, NASA wasn't, like, in Houston back then, right?
Yeah, Houston. Yeah, because
Oof.
otherwise they would have said Cape Canaveral, we have a problem. Disney
Yeah,
World, we have a problem.
yeah.